Record International Myth News. We are here to inform you of a hideous beast who turns people to stone. This is the mythical story of Perseus and Medusa, brought to you by 5JF, 5ER, and 5JMG.
We are the gods
and goddesses of ancient Greece.
Who know right from wrong? I am Athena. I carry a spear in a hat. I'm the wisest god of them all, although they don't agree with that.
I am Hermes. I'm as fast as lightning. I am the messenger, so quick it's frightening.
I am Zeus, king of the gods, and these are my two kids. I think I'm going to be in trouble when they find out what I did.
We are the gods and goddesses of ancient Greece, and we think that you should look down there.
There's trouble brewing for sure.
I am the king of Argos, a proud and important city-state in ancient Greece. My name is Acreus. I'm going to the oracle to find out what holds for the future for my beautiful daughter, Dani. Oracles are a strange and mysterious woman who speaks to the gods. Our help will be good news.
Who wishes to talk to me?
I am the king of Argos.
What is it you wish to know?
Will my daughter Dani marry someone rich? Will she become important, a queen perhaps? What is it? What have the gods told you?
She will marry someone very important indeed, and she will have a son. But be warned, the son will kill you when he grows up.
Ooh. What are you going to do? And if I lock her in the tallest tower and block up all the windows and doors, no one will ever see her, and let alone marry her.
And so it was. Dana was taken to the tower and locked away. The tower had no doors, but just the very tiny window that had been left open.
Danae was very sad, but one day a bright shower of gold came through the small window. A man appeared. He had a thunderbolt in his hand. Danae knew he was a god. Are you a god? No human could enter this tower.
Yes, I'm a god, and I wish to make you my wife. Marry me and I will make this dark prison a wonderful sunny land with many flowers. I have brought you a present wrapped in gold light, a son whom you must name Perseus.
But who are you?
Think of your son's name, and you will know who I am.
And with those words, Zeus disappeared, leaving Dan and her baby son alone. But not for long. King Arceus ordered his soldiers to tear down the doors.
When he saw Dani and her baby, he had his soldiers throw them into a big chest, lock the lid, and had them thrown into the sea. That should sort them out, he thought. But even a king should not mess with the son of a god, especially if his father is the mighty Zeus.
Dani, get in.
I don't want to go!
Make sure it's locked.
Let's throw in the sea.
Okay.
I am the god Poseidon. I rule over the winds and waves. My brother is the great god Zeus, so I, his son, shall save. What have we here? A chest. Perhaps it is full of treasure. If only I can get it open.
Of the gods, what have we here? I'll take you to my brother, the king. He'll know what to do.
So the man, whose name was Dictys, took Danae and her baby to his brother's palace. His name was Polydectes, and he was an evil and selfish man, but pretended to be kind and caring.
He took Dani and her baby into his palace and raised Perseus
as if he was his own son. But all the time he was plotting. You see, Danae would not marry him no matter how often he asked.
I cannot marry you. I must look after my son, as he is special, a gift from the gods. Please do not ask me again.
Many years passed and Perseus grew up into a fine young man. Still, Polydictus continues to ask her to marry him. By now, his evil thoughts has turned him into a nasty person, and he had worked out how to force her to marry him by getting rid of Perseus.
What? No wedding present? Is this all the thanks I get for raising you up all of these years?
But I have no money.
Well, that's what you get for being a lazy good for nothing.
Say anything in the world and I'll try and bring it for you.
Anything. Then bring me the head of golden Medusa!
You can't mean it. It's an impossible task. No one has faced a golden Medusa and lived to tell the tale, let alone try and behead her. Her looks turn anyone to stone.
I have spoken. I will have Medusa's head. If not, your son will be banished from this land forever.
Don't worry, Mother. I'm sure I can return with Medusa's head.
We are the chorus of this play.
An important part in ancient Greek days.
We are employed without a fuss to keep you up to date with Perseus. He wandered many days and nights and suffered many fears and frights. The Gorgon, that hideous girl, was to be found at the end of the world. There she lives with her sisters too, hidden away from human view. In a deep dark cave at the world's end, him alone without a friend.
I am in despair. I have walked everywhere, but I ask everyone, where should I go? They say, turn back and head the other way. But I need to get the head of Medusa. That is what they do not know. I think I should go to the temple of Athene to go and pray. Maybe her wisdom can help me.
Then suddenly a tall woman and a young man with winged sandals appeared. The man said,
I am Hermes, and this is my sister Athena. You are a son of Zeus and therefore our brother. We are glad to help you. We have some things that may help you slay Medusa. Here are my winged sandals and the sickle sword from Zeus.
and here are the gifts for me. Here's a shield that will reflect the image of Medusa so she can't turn you to stone. You must find the Grey, 3 women who share one eye but see many things. And they will tell you how to get to the Gorgons. They will give you a cup of darkness and a magic bag to tell you how to get to the Gorgons lair.
Oh, by the way, watch out for her very sharp claws. Oh, he's gone.
So Perseus went to the cave of the Grey. The Grey were strange women. There were three of them with only one eye, for all 3 of them to use, and they consistently fought over it. Perseus hid behind some bushes and watched them.
Give me the eye.
No, it's my turn today.
No, it isn't. You had the eye yesterday. It's my turn. I see a shape behind the bushes. Look, sisters.
Give us our eye, stranger.
the Gorgon's cave, or I'll throw your eye to the crows.
The sisters will be left in the darkness forever. The sisters gave him a map that shows the way to the end of the earth, and gave him, after much complaining and groaning, the cap of darkness.
He put on his wings, sandals, and flew into the air.
Give us back our eye! You promised. Where is it? Give it back! And he threw it into the air. The sisters heard it land and scrambled to the ground to get it. He began the last part of his journey, the most dangerous part, the journey to the Gorgon's cave.
Oh, here, sisters, catch!
3 sisters dwell in a deep, dark cave. And really badly behaved.
She were immortal and live forever, not too scary and not too clever.
But the third was mortal, and her skill gives bad looks that could really kill.
The cave would give us all the blues, as it was full of human statues.
Many had tried and many had fought to kill the Gorgon and put her in jail.
And now it was Perseus' turn alone to cut the Gorgon's head.
The Gorgons were 3 sisters. They were originally very beautiful, but Medusa had angered Athena so much by showing how beautiful they were that Athena had changed Medusa into a hideous monster with huge teeth and a protruding tongue, claws in place of hands, snakes in place of tresses, and a look that would turn anyone into stone.
The 2 immortal sisters are sleeping amongst the rocks. I will use the cap of darkness to sneak past them. Medusa must be in the cave. Oh, but what if I look at her? What if she sees me first? What if the cap is in her? Oh, what am I going to do?
Hold up your shield, Perseus, and I will guide you.
Athena, did Medusa do this to them?
She did, but we'll know more.
Stupid fool! Why have you come here? Do you really think you can hurt me? Look into my eyes, long and deep, and prepare to scream your last scream! Ah!
Perseus held a shiny shield towards her face and turned his head away. Medusa reared up ready to strike, but caught sight of her own fearsome reflection in the polished metal.
She screamed, just once, then turned to stone. Quickly, Perseus took her head and put it in the magic bag.
Did you hear that scream? Our sister is in danger!
What is this I see? A maiden tied to a rock and a sea monster about to attack her? This is a job for Perseus.
It's all my fault. I'm Queen Cassiopeia, and I boasted that my daughter was more beautiful than Poseidon's daughter, the sea nymphs. Now see what he has sent to punish my foolishness.
I'm King Tebas, saved from me from avoiding me whatever you desire. Thus even our daughter's hand in marriage if you only save her life.
The king and queen stood back. Perseus returned to the cliff by the sea. Soon, the sea monster appeared and raced back to shore to devour his victim. Perseus, made invisible by the cap of darkness, used Herm's wing sandals to flit about the sea monster's head, darting in every few seconds to stab or cut its way through with the diamond-edged sword.
Where are we going? I have to deliver a wedding present.
Who's getting married?
No one, if I have anything to do with it.
Perseus presented himself at court and announced to the king that he had completed his quest and brought him the head of Gorgon Medusa.
King Polydectes was certain this had to be a hoax.
said so to the bold young man.
What rubbish is this? No one has ever entered the Gorgon's lair and returned. You are a liar. You just ran away and hid outside the city wall.
When you see what I have in this bag, Your Majesty, you will never call me a liar again.
In a single moment, Perseus turned his own face away, yanked the hooligan out of the bag, and held it before Polydectes' face. The king and the court and his court were immediately turned to stone.
And now our story is almost at an end. But what of Danae's father? Did the oracle's prediction come true? Did Perseus, son of Danae kill King Acrisius? Perhaps the court should have the final word.
Of his granddad, King Acrisius, did Perseus kill him without a fuss? Did he fight him, cruel old fellow, and punish him for Danae's sorrow?
Well, one day while taking part in sport, he threw a discus harder than he thought. It flew hard, long, and full, and hit an old man right in the skull.
Perseus rushed to the old man's aid. Have I killed him? Perseus begged. Who is he? Please, I need to know. Even now, life ebbs and flows. He's King Acrisius, we cannot lie. Well, in that case, leave him to die. And I'll take from him his crown, and me and Andromeda will rule this town.
And now the question of what's in the bag. Is it the head of a hideous hag? Do the snakes rise or do they sleep? Shall we open up and take a peek? Should we such a secret tell? Perhaps again it will cast a spell.
One glance inside turn you into a school child size statue.
Should we risk your mums and dads? Really, that'd be very bad. Should we risk all of the teachers and turn them into stony creatures?
Open the bag and reach within, and hold you the jam out of the skin. Put your hand in and fiddle about, then hold it tight and pull it out. Hideous hag, think not at all. In fact, it's just an ordinary football.
English, we've designed our own mythical heroes. This is mine. Her name is Dea. So here are her silver shoulder plates from the gods. And then we also created our own mythical beasts. This one is mine, and its name is Rabidus. It inspired me because I wanted to do a dragon, but with 3 snake heads. So it's part snake and part dragon.